I'd like to call the meeting to order. In accordance with 940 CMR 29.10, remote participation adopted by the Greater Lowell Technical School Committee, April 17, 2014. Committeeman O'Hare will be participating at tonight's meeting remotely. Can we now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Sheehan?
Yep.
Mr. Getchia?
Yeah.
Mr. Bahu?
Here.
Mr. Tatsias?
Here.
Mr. Moran?
Yeah.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. LeMay?
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Yes. Public appearance. Are there any members of the public who have signed up to speak at tonight's meeting? Committeeman LeMay.
There's no one signed up at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Why, thank you. On to any school committee communications? All right, report of the student representative. I'd now like to turn it over to our student representative, Thomas Sperounis, to give the student report.
Thank you. GLTHS will be kicking off their year with school-wide presentations next week. The State Association is committed to providing as normal a year as possible, and we plan to be ready to participate in all aspects of leadership and technical competition. The freshman and sophomore planning committees were excited to start the year off strong, with over 280 students attending their annual field trip to Screamfest at Canopy Lake Park. This event sold out well before the due date and represents their biggest turnout to date. The Junior Class Planning Committee is hard at work planning for the junior prom scheduled for Friday, November 12th at Lindsay's from 6 to 10 p.m. The event will be held outside in the garden gazebo heated tent area. Tickets are available at myschoolbucks.com. The music club has had great attendance and much excitement about the club and its possibilities after their hiatus during remote learning. The students took a thorough inventory of the instruments and the condition they are in. They are hoping to acquire acoustic guitar replacement strings and additional instrument donations. The peer tutors are off and running. Our peer tutors are dedicated students who love to help others who may be struggling with academics. In addition to assisting in the homework and tutoring center, our tutors are also exploring other ways to serve the school community, such as volunteering at the college and career event. GSA has begun having discussions on what a safe space is and the role we want to serve for each other and our community. The Center for Hope and Healing had a virtual guest speaker appearance with the group to present the offerings and resources that they have, including a new program for empowering boys and men while avoiding toxic masculinity. Robotics Club began the year with introducing students to basic software commands to control 2 continuous servo motors. They now understand DO loop, declaring a constant or variable, declaring a pin or input-output, and the PUSOUT or PWM function. They are hoping to participate in the UMass Lowell Bot Ball Tournament and the Skills USA Robotics competitions later this year. The Guided Club is up and running with both new and returning members. This club is a student-driven club, and they are in the process of planning their agenda, which includes Bible study and discussing scriptures which speak about gratitude. The Environmental Club has started their weekly recycling throughout the building. The main focus for the first quarter will be to streamline the Tuesday afternoon recycling collections. The Yearbook Committee has begun to plan the class of 2022 yearbook and has scheduled a training for the Pictavo software with our yearbook representative from O'Connor Studios. In addition, they have discussed a yearbook cover design contest and the possibility of collaborating with design and visual communication students to add to their staff photographers. Student Council meets weekly on Mondays with a consistent turnout each week. They are hoping to hold Student Council elections in the next few weeks. Their first event of the school year was a Homecoming Friday pumpkin carving and painting activity, followed by the movie Hocus Pocus. Over 60 students participated in this event, and they are discussing ideas for more school-wide events. And Dance Club is back in action after a year off during remote learning. They are currently preparing choreography and music selections in hopeful anticipation of a Thanksgiving pep rally. And in sports news, the golf team recently finished up a strong season at the CAC League meet on October 15th at Crystal Lake Golf Club in Haverhill. The 5 qualifiers for the Griffins were Drake Torpy, Jack Buchanan, Christian Melendez, Ryan Rurak, and Simon Curry. Both the boys and girls soccer teams have had strong seasons. The girls currently are looking to make a push for the MIAA tournament spot, with league games looming with Mystic Valley and Lowell Catholic, before finishing up the regular season at Burlington High School on October 30th. The boys team has been making a strong final push at a tourney spot with a recent non-league win over Swampscott and a big league win over Mystic Valley. The boys will head into the final week of the regular season with pivotal league games against Lynn Tech, Northeast, and Lowell Catholic before finishing up with non-league tests against Linfield and Burlington. Cross country has been dominant all season on both the girls and boys sides. Both teams have remained undefeated during league dual meet season. They have also both sent several runners to prestigious invitational events in New Hampshire and on Cape Cod, with top 20 finishers in both races. The Griffin runners will look to lock down the CAC League meet titles here at Greater Lowell on October 30th before traveling to Wrentham on November 2nd for the state vocational championships. The new Griffin field hockey team has seen positive signs of growth during their inaugural season. The players and coaches have received praise from their more experienced opponents as they make their way a second time through the schedule, playing much more competitive games against teams in these rematches. The girls will finish up 2 games against fellow newcomers Northeast on October 21st and October 26th, a matchup that produced a tie in the first time they squared off in September. Girls volleyball will make a tourney appearance this season as they currently sport an impressive 11-4 record. The Lady Griffins have run off 8 straight wins as they look towards an end-of-season matchup with perennial league power Essex Tech before postseason play begins. The cheer team has been training hard for competition season this fall and look to be rounding into form for a run at the league championship at the end of October and into the state competitions in November. And football looks to right the ship after a recent heartbreaking loss to league foe Whittier on October 14th. The Griffins will vie for the Collins Cup against longtime rival Shawsheen at home on October 22nd, then take on Greater Lawrence on October 29th, which will also serve as senior night for both them and the cheer team. This concludes the student activities report.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. A lot's happening here at the school, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Now on to approval of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the
job.
minutes for September 16th?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchia?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Yes. Now on to the report of the treasurer. May I have a motion to waive the reading?
So moved, Mr. Chairman. Second.
Thank you. A roll call, please.
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchia?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Yes. May I now have a motion to approve the expenditures of $5,069,380.13.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchia?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias? Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Yes. Since I don't see Mr. McCarroll here, I don't anticipate any report from general counsel. I'd like to turn the meeting over to our superintendent, Jill Davis.
Thank you. The first item on my agenda, I would like to inform the committee that Greater Lowell Tech has been awarded a $500 grant for the ICAR curriculum on behalf of the Collision Repair Education Foundation. And this grant will support the ICAR curriculum for our auto collision students.
May I have a motion to approve the donation of 2,000?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. We don't need a motion for that one, do we?
No. So the next item on my agenda, I would like to request the committee's approval of a donation from Mr. William Lewis, who would like to donate his wife's 2014 Hyundai Elantra sedan to the Automotive Technology Shop as an educational tool with an estimated value of $8,600. The donation letter has been included in your packet, and I'd be looking for a vote on this.
Yes, may I have a motion to approve the donation of a 2014 Hyundai from Mr. Lewis? And may I have a second? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchia?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare? Mr. O'Hare?
George?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Yes.
The next item on my agenda is the cooperative education report. We currently have 87, however, I'd like to just update that. When the packet was sent out, there was 87 senior students participating in cooperative education. And I received an update today from Stacy Bezanson, a cooperative education director, who informed me that we currently have 114 students out on co-op, which this would be 22% of the senior class. So we're grateful to Stacy for her hard work and making those connections and getting our students out on cooperative education. Any questions regarding cooperative
fantastic.
education?
I just had one quick one,
Sure.
Madam Superintendent. Was, the increase is great, is significant. I was just wondering are they filling in any voids where it might be needed, where we don't have anyone listed?
So
that you
I'm not
know
sure
of?
I understand the question.
As far as, like I see seniors, 0 for design and visual communication.
So I think she's working to try to get more students out
But
in
it's
each of the
possible some of
fields.
these additional ones went to that.
Yes, I don't have the
Yeah,
update. That will
okay.
be in the next report to reflect
No
where those
problem.
additional students went, but I can tell you that as of today, there were 114 students.
Great, thank you.
Excuse me. So the next item on my agenda, I'd just like to provide an update as asked by the committee in regards to the health and safety practices and protocols here at Greater Lowell. So on September 27th, after consulting with medical experts and state health officials, the Commissioner of Education extended the mask mandate through at least November 1st, 2021. In addition, as of October 15th, if a school demonstrates a vaccination rate of 80% or more of all students and staff, then the individuals in the school would no longer be subject to the mask requirement. And I just want to clarify that it would be those individuals who are vaccinated. Those individuals who are not vaccinated would still be required to be masked in alignment with the state guidelines. So that is the current update in regards to the health and safety protocols and any changes within the last month.
Question? Do you know what our vaccination rate is here? Are we nearing 80%?
No, we are not.
Are we close?
No, we are not.
So we'll be wearing masks?
So just to clarify that a little bit more, we're continuing to collect vaccination updates from staff as well as students.
Thank you.
The next item on my agenda is, I'd like to invite Lisa Martinez, our Director of Technology Enrollment and Information, up to provide the committee on an update on enrollment. So welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
Glasses over here. Okay. I'm here to provide a sort of enrollment update for you. And so if, look here at the bottom, currently, as of today, we have, just want to make sure I have my glasses on here. We have 2,297 students here at Greater Lowell that are active students as of today. And we have currently 595 ninth graders, 593 10th graders, 564 11th graders, 527 12th graders, and special population 18. Okay. Anybody have any questions? This is the same, roughly the same amount of students we had last year. Last year we had, so this is as of today. October 1 numbers were 2,298 students. Yes.
Ms. Martinez, for our viewing public, it seems like, our freshman and sophomore numbers have the highest amounts of students, where the junior and senior numbers sort of drop off a little bit. Would you mind maybe sharing why that is?
Sure, that for especially this year, there was a significant population that moved within the state as well as out of state and out of the country. So to sort of give it, last year we didn't have any seats for 10th graders. This year we actually had 32 seats for 10th graders. So, and since we take the students in the 9th and 10th grade, the students in the 11th and 12th drop off. So what we do is close that gap by bringing in some of the 10th graders.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Sure. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, great. So let me just get through here. Also, for our wait list data, we'll talk a little bit about that. Applicants. For our waitlist data, currently on our waitlist, as of today, we have 386 students on our waitlist for 9th grade and 59 students for 10th grade. What you see up on the screen is the data that we now need to submit to the Department of Education twice a year. And on that data, I can make this a little bit larger for you. We are required twice a year to put in the student's name, the date of birth, their town, the anticipated grade, their student identification number, the prior school or former home school, and the actual submission date of their application for every student that applies to the school. We also need to now give the component scores as well as the total application score for each student, and whether they've completed the application, and if the application isn't considered complete, why it's not complete. Also, if the student was offered admission to the school, and if the student was not offered admission, sort of describing why the student was not offered admission, whether the student was accepted or waitlisted. So this is now given to the Department of Education. The October 1 numbers will be due October 28th, so we're working on that right now. And then they get updated twice a year.
Twice a year. When would that be?
Sure. It was in June was the first one after, and then for the students that we accept over the summer or at the end, after the first round of admissions, then we give them the update to that.
So somewhere around mid-September
Right. So it's till October 1.
till October. So
Until-
you'll give them an update
Right from
between
the
October 1 and October 28th.
well, it's due October 28th, but the October 1 numbers are what are updated.
Great, good information.
Sure.
Thank you.
What do you think the state does with this information?
Sure. What the state information, what they do with it is they compile all the information, then they send the data back to us, and we look for trends to see for students who are accepted during this. And with the new admissions policy, we track that data to ensure that our admissions policy is equitable.
Very good.
Lisa, did you have I only got the number 54 for the 10th grade. How many were the ninth on the waiting?
Oh, sure. Currently, as of today,
What?
386.
386.
386. As of today for the ninth grade.
How many applications did we take in?
Sure, I have that number. As of today,
Thank you.
as of October 1, we had total applications 1,349. For ninth grade, 1,170 as of October 1. And we had for 137 10th grade applications.
Wow, 1,170 ninth grade applications, and we have 386 students on the wait list. And
Yes.
that's numbers essentially across the state of Massachusetts. I'd say
Yes.
They were all roughly at 25%
Right.
of the applications on the wait list.
Right.
Sounds like the state should start maybe enlarging their vocational schools or building a few more.
Yes. There's quite a demand for vocational education right
Well,
now.
hopefully they can see through this,
Yes.
and with this data that they have.
And
And you guys are all
programs.
supporting. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions about admissions and enrollment?
I just,
Sure.
is there any weights that are given to like attendance score or that?
Sure, it is. Our rubric is public. It's on our website, and it's generally the 30% for attendance, 30% for academics currently, 30% for the discipline, and 10 points for a guidance recommendation. And so everybody is scored in that manner.
So it's important for the public to know that attendance and academic are all important if they want to go to a tech school, and they should be given that a great deal of
Yes.
enforcement at home.
With the new admissions policy standards, the weighting of discipline will change. And we're working on that as we speak for this year.
We'll provide the committee with an updated report when that updated admissions policy has been finalized.
Right. For your approval.
Very in-depth, that's, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you to Lisa, she does a great job with enrollment.
Yeah, I know, I'm sure she's straight out with it. We've all gone through it.
A couple of weeks ago, she held a breakfast for all the sending school communities, and it was well-attended, and provided them with information about our school and about our admissions policy, and continue to work to partner with them. So it was appreciated, so thank you, Lisa.
Great job, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So lastly, I would like to call the Assistant Superintendent Principal, Mr. Michael Barton, to give a brief overview of the out-of-state requests
Right.
submitted for approval. Out-of-state professional development requests.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. We'll be looking for a motion after each of these presentations. There's 3 separate requests. The first request is for Susan O'Hare, who is an early childhood education instructor, to attend OSHA training update course in Manchester, New Hampshire from December 1st through the 3rd. That's a Wednesday through a Friday. The course is required for renewal of Miss O'Hare's OSHA trainer license, which authorizes her to provide OSHA 10-hour card programs to students in the early childhood education program. Training site that handles this area is Keene State in Manchester, New Hampshire. The cost is $795, and it's for the course only. I'm looking for a motion for that.
Second. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchir?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The second out-of-state travel request is for math instructors Helen Sullivan and special education instructor Andrea Collins, their team teachers, to attend a seminar making the best use of Desmos to strengthen your math instruction, is also in Manchester, New Hampshire. Desmos is an online calculator and activity builder that's used for enhanced technology instruction for students. Cost is $279, and it's for the course only.
May I have a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchir?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
I think he needs to abstain,
No,
right?
he needs to
He
abstain.
needs to abstain.
You can do this one. Mr. Lemay?
No,
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
no.
Yes.
It's teachers. Yes, cannot.
Okay, thank you. The next is for 2 science instructors to attend the National Association of Biology Teachers Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, from November 11th through the 14th. Both instructors have been accepted as presenters for this conference. It's a very prestigious conference, and they'll be representing our school. Mr. Eden will be showcasing an interactive ecology project developed and implemented at Greater Lowell Tech, which includes his students. Ms. Alcorn will be presenting research and engaging students in the citizen science program through the Harvard Forest Hemlock program. They've both implemented this program for several years. Both instructors will also attend multiple PD or professional development sessions to improve their own practice and content knowledge to support them in their areas. The conference runs through November 11th through the 14th, so the school days that they would be out would be November 12th, and obviously November 11th is a holiday, and the 13th, 14th fall on a weekend. The cost for each instructor, one instructor is for $1,443.80. The other instructor is $1,186.20. The difference is they're using their points for airline coverage, and obviously someone has more points than the other one. So we're looking for approval for those 2 instructors.
The first one.
So moved.
Okay, so the second one, Ken? Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchir?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
These requests.
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Listed on the
Yes.
agenda.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay. It's, we're gonna,
On to the report of the business manager.
No report tonight.
Any old business to discuss? Any new business to discuss?
Oh, I'm proud of you guys.
Any committee motions? We're moving up here. Any reports from the subcommittees? Oh, motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Getchir?
Yes.
Mr. Bahu?
Yes.
Mr. Tatsias?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gigi?
Yes. Meeting so adjourned.